Hey, everybody, it's Jen Henry with the Game Changer Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host today, but I have a very special guest with me, Katrina Abdullah. Hi, Katrina.
Hey, Jen. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
You know, it's been a long time coming, you and me here on this podcast. Katrina is a force to be reckoned with in the real estate industry here in Jacksonville, Florida. She's an agent. She's been a team leader. She's now a consultant and coach with the locker room. And I think her best credential above all is that she is my best friend. And we met in the real estate industry, and we've kind of grown up in the real estate industry together over the last 12-ish years or so. And when it came up for this topic about scripts and role play and all of that, I knew there was no one better to talk to than none other than the scripts queen herself, Katrina Abdullah. So, Katrina, happy to have you here today.
Thank you, Jen, for that intro. And you're right, we have kind of grown up in the real estate industry. And if it wasn't for real estate, I don't know if our paths would have ever
probably
crossed,
wouldn't. They probably wouldn't. Katrina has more than a background in real estate, though. Katrina's also been in sales a good majority of her life. And anyone that meets Katrina will learn that she's a natural salesperson, a natural connector, and someone that uses scripts very fluidly and very easily. And I think makes them even attractive to those who might otherwise think they're not. So that's why specifically I wanted you here today, because I want you to give scripts kind of the encouragement that they need. I think so many people look at scripts and think, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. That's too salesy. But I really wanted to show them that scripts can be our friend. So what are your thoughts? Tell me how scripts have helped you in your businesses that you've done or any sales.
Well, I think, so I started in car sales. That's where I started my sales career. And one of the first things they did, is because I was a single mom, I had never sold anything to anybody. And one of the things they did was put me in a professional sales training course that basically was teaching us scripts and dialogue the entire time. And that's when I learned the cycle of the sale and the psychology behind the yes and the agreements and things like that. So I was really fascinated by it when I saw it work for myself. And then I was sold. I was like, okay, this actually does really work. And I just have really been a strong believer in scripts and dialogue ever since.
I love that. So what does scripts mean to you? Because they mean different things to different people. So Katrina, what does it mean when you say scripts and dialogue? What do you mean?
I would say it's more of a professional jargon that you have, downloaded, that you have internalized, that you have mastered, that you bring up for certain situations. You're not going to use a script all the time, but if somebody comes at you with something, or you're trying to get someone to agree with you or meet with you or see the value in what you have to offer, then there's no better way than having kind of like a trained language, I guess you could say, sales language of sales that you can pull out and use.
Well, so if an agent doesn't have trained sales language, this professional jargon, I love how you call it that, what are they left with?
Their own devices, like.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Even right now, we're not scripted, right?
Right.
So I could get stumped and I'd have to think about what I need to say. And, this skill set is transferable. So no matter what situation you may find yourself in, you will be able to work yourself out of it for the better good, because you do have that professional jargon, that professional sales language in you, that you'll be able to articulate what you need from them or what you want them to do. And I think when they don't have that, then we're just kind of left at, really, honestly, we're not in control of the conversation. And it makes the customer be the one that's in control, because if we're not leading the conversation, somebody has to lead it.
What happens when the customer's in control of the conversation?
Well, you probably ain't getting that sale.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So when the customer is in control, then you can't predict the outcome. Right now, whoever's in control of the conversation, they're leading that person to the outcome that they most desire.
Yeah. And a good salesperson, if you're coming from a place in your heart, the outcome you desire is what they said they wanted. Let's be very clear. This is manipulation. Yeah. Yeah, you've already gotten an agreement that this is something they want, or they've reached out to you and raised their hand and said, this is something that I want. And then what we find, and I think this is a preface to everything you just said, what we find with most people is when they get into making big decisions like purchasing a home or purchasing a car, they will talk themselves out of it, even when it's exactly what they said they wanted. So I wanted to reiterate, the script that we're talking about here is helping the customer get what they want and helping them get out of their own way. It's not about us at this point, right?
Right. And when I say, your desired outcome, like you said, if you're coming from the heart, now I did start in car sales. So I actually have a heart for the car sales industry, and I have lots of friends still in the business, but sometimes they get a really bad rap because they are so aggressive, right? And so we're not talking about that. We're talking about what that customer has shared. Like you said, you're bought into that. Okay, you said you want to move here by this time because of X. Yeah. This is the plan, right?
Yeah. And I remember our trainer who trained us, Katrina, together when we were learning the language of real estate sales scripts, used to say that this is about helping the customer get out of their own way.
Yep.
Okay. So this is when people say, I want something, I need someone to guide me and lead me there. This is how we do it. All right. So that's the sales. And I've seen you do that very masterfully. So Katrina, I wanted to do we're going to come back to our conversation, but before we do, for our listeners today, I want to do a little script with you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of throwing you, I'm just kind of throwing this at you, and I know you're going to roll with it because you're very good at improvisation, and that's what scripts really are, honestly.
Yeah.
The script that I want to practice with you is LP Mama. Now, for anyone listening today, LP Mama is an acronym, and I'm going to tell you what it stands for right now. And then what I am going to do is demonstrate it. I'm going to demonstrate a call that's not using LP Mama. And then we're going to demonstrate a call that is. And Katrina, I know you can do this because again, this is part of your DNA. So let's do that. Now, LP Mama stands for location, price, motivation, or mortgage, whichever one you want to interchange, agent, M, which could be motivation or mortgage, again, an appointment. Again, I'll say them in order: location, price, motivation, agent, mortgage, appointment. And this is a script that Katrina and I were taught when we were buyer's agents. This is a buyer agent script. So this is a script you use for someone that has said they're interested in purchasing a home. And whether this person, whether they're a complete stranger or anywhere in between, this is the script. Okay. Now what we'll role play today is a sign call. All right. We get these every once in a while. Yes, people still pick up a phone and call, believe it or not. Yeah. But let's pretend that Katrina's our agent. She has a listing, and I am a buyer who's driving around and sees a listing, and I'm calling her. And Katrina, I want you to not do LP Mama. In fact, I want you to do what most agents do.
All right. Got it.
And you know what that is. I mean, I don't even have to tell you. I'm not even scripted in this area. And I know you and I are just flying off the cuff here. So let's just do it. How about that? All right.
Sounds good.
So I'm going to call you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Ring, ring.
Hello, it's Katrina with XYZ Realty. How can I help you today?
Oh, well, hi, Katrina. I'm driving by this yellow house somewhere over in Mandarin, and I just want to know what the price is, please.
Oh, the price, is that the one on Berkshire Way? Is that the one?
Yes, it is. I think that's the road I'm on. Yeah, it's yellow with white shutters and a blue roof.
Oh, such a pretty house. Yeah, that one is on the market for $350,000.
$350,000? Really? Is that what they're going for in this neighborhood?
Yeah, that's the price in this neighborhood. Would you like to see it?
It's too much for me, but thank you. I appreciate you giving me the price. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right. You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Way to act it out, Katrina. I love that. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you get to actually see her disappointment when she hangs up the phone, because that's how you're going to feel. Now, I just want to point out to anyone listening today, what just happened there is what happens probably 99% of the time. The person that called, there's a possibility that on that call was a valid buyer who's actually in the market to buy a home, and you just let them slip right through your fingers. Okay.
Or they run out and show the home. The other option is they run out and show the home to a person who's not qualified to buy that specific home or that specific price point or anything like that too.
That's exactly another outcome that will end up leaving you hating your job. Okay. So the whole idea here is to find qualified buyers. And so we use this coming script that we're going to do right now to actually give this person what they want, but also test the waters to see what kind of buyer they are so that you can make a determination about what to do next. All right. So we're going to do LP Mama now. For those of you that are listening, again, this is the LP Mama script. And listen how we transition between the L, the P, the M, the A, the M, and the A, with the end game being a appointment. That's the whole point of this entire script. So are you ready?
Yep, ready.
All right. Same scenario. Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Katrina with XYZ Realty. How can I help you?
Hey, Katrina, I am out driving around and I saw this yellow house and I wanted to know the price, please.
Yes, of course. That yellow house, is that the one in Mandarin by chance?
Yes, it is. It's got white shutters and a blue roof.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. What was your name?
My name's Jennifer.
Jen, my name's Katrina. It's good to meet you.
Too.
So that home, Jennifer, is located in the Mandarin area. Is that the location that you're looking to be in?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I've been driving around here. We're renting short term right now, and I really like it here. It's got everything. It's got a Whole Foods. So I like being near Whole Foods.
I like Whole Foods too. Now that home is priced at $250,000. Is that the price point you're looking to be in, Jen?
250. It's really small. Yeah, 250. Yeah, actually that is. I mean, I think I'm looking for like up to 300.
Okay, got it. You think you're looking up to 300. So how did you qualify yourself for that price?
Well, I did an online.
Yet?
No, I haven't talked to a lender. I did like an online calculator to see what the payment would be, and that's around the payment that I'm comfortable with.
Good. Well, good for you. You're out there doing the research and getting the education. I love that. Well, actually, what I would like to do is get you in touch with our lender. He's preferred. He's who I would send to our friends and family, refer to our friends and family. And he can make sure that you're on spot with that price point. Are you open to that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe too early for me to be doing that, but sure, I know I need to soon.
Okay, well, we can talk more about that too. Okay. Now, Jennifer, let me ask you, have you seen the insides of any homes yet?
I have not. Now, I went to a couple open houses last week, but I just really started driving around. I had the day off work today.
Got it. Okay, great. So is it safe to say you're not working with an agent then?
No, there's an agent that sends me listings every once in a while, but she doesn't ever answer her phone. So I'm really glad you answered today because I really need some help. I need to get some answers. Like when I'm in front of a house I like, I need to know the price.
Absolutely. And in this market, you need those answers. Now, have you signed an agreement with that agent at all to work with her exclusively?
No, I met her in an open house a few weeks ago and she just started sending me listings, but I haven't talked to her since.
Okay, I get that. Awesome. So Jennifer, what's prompting your move? What is your motivation?
Well, I moved here for my husband's work and we're renting. We wanted to kind of determine if we like the area, so we're renting, and we really want to get into a house before the kids start school again.
Got it. Well, summer's a great time to do that shopping. So, you know what, Jennifer, based on everything you've said to me today, the next best step is for us to meet, come up with a game plan to get you and your partner in the house you desire by the time the kids go back to school. How does that sound?
Well, yeah, I don't want to waste your time. I'm not sure if we're all the way ready yet, but I mean, I definitely know I need help. It's better than driving around all day and making phone calls.
Absolutely. And together we can come up with that game plan. If it's to wait, then that's what it is. And if it's sooner, then we will be more than ready to get you guys out and looking for your perfect home. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Awesome.
All right, we'll just end it there now. In a normal thing, she would get her email address and phone, or, make the appointment.
Right.
But you can hear here that what I did was identify that this buyer is actually ready to buy. And honestly, the time of this recording is July or June. If this woman was real and wanted to buy before school, she needs to put in an offer like now. So when she meets with Katrina, she'd probably figure that out pretty quickly. And that is what we just did. By the way, having been in real estate 20 years, Katrina, tell me if I'm wrong or not. What we just did happens. Mm-hmm. This is a real conversation that really happens.
Yeah, when it's a realistic scenario.
It's very realistic. When you are prepared for that conversation, that's the kind of conversation you can have. And that's how you build a pipeline of qualified, ready, willing, and able buyers. There you go.
Absolutely.
So how did it feel doing that script after all those years, Katrina? Because you haven't done that in a while, have you?
Well, not on a live call, but I do help people with the script often when I'm coaching. Now, I will say there are a couple of things that I could have asked. For instance, who else was involved in the decision making process with you? Because you referenced this other person.
My husband. Mm-hmm.
Right. We don't want to assume it's a husband or a spouse or a partner, you know what I mean? So I could have asked that, but I thought it was cool. And you know what? This lays the groundwork for relationships. So when we meet, we already feel like we know each other a little bit. I'm not just meeting and opening a house with no expectations. Because when you just jump up and go show a house because you don't have the scripts to schedule somebody to meet for an appointment, then there's no expectations other than you're going to show them that house. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them anything, and they can walk, they go their way. It's harder. But when you have the expectation of what this appointment's going to be about, then you can build on that relationship.
That's right. I like to say it's hard to do takebacks. When you just jump at everything they ask you to do on that first call, they're going to expect you to jump on every call, and you won't be able to. And so then it gets hard to do takebacks at that point. So it's like, do it right from the beginning. And that's really what scripts do. And I could spend hours talking about the buyers and all of that. But honestly, scripts are really the way to tame the situation, set right expectations, be the leader in your conversations, and ultimately have the kind of business you want to have. Unscripted agents are not going to make as much money. Do you agree with that?
100%. Not only will they not make as much money, they're not in it for the long haul, because when the market shifts and things change, but there aren't as many buyers, or buyers feel like they don't need an agent, then they're kind of left holding the bag of how to earn business.
That's good. So scripts help you shift proof your business by teaching you how to have those conversations. And actually, what they really do is teach you how to be a leader. Because that's what you're doing. You're leading people to what they say they want. And that really levels you up as a leader. And leaders are the ones that are going to make it through a recession or a shift or any kind of life showing up, right? Katrina, a while ago, you taught a class about objections. And for the purposes of this podcast and this episode today, I want to, for those of you that are new to sales, objections are nothing more than questions. People may not agree with something you're suggesting that they do, whether it be sign an agreement, whether it be agree to a price, whether it be to meet with you, whatever it is. If they throw up a red flag, if they say pause, then that is an objection. And objections usually, we know what they are. They're people that are not, it's whatever a person says, it's not in complete agreement with you in a script. So talk to me about objections. You've had a really cool perspective about objections. Tell me what you've taught on that before.
So objections aren't rejections.
That's what I wanted. Thank you.
Yeah. Rejections are that slamming the phone down, take me off your list, don't ever call me again. I don't want to use you. I'll call the listing agent, slam. That's more of a rejection. An objection is, well, why should I use you and not the listing agent? Or tell me why we need to meet before we look at the houses. That's an objection, meaning that they just don't have enough information to go along with what you're saying or to make a decision. It doesn't mean they don't want to do business with you. And as a matter of fact, when people have objections, you should welcome them, because that means they're actually interviewing you. They're considering you.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. That's a good perspective. So how does one handle an objection? I know right now there's not one objection handle for everything, but if there was just kind of a guide to how to handle them, what would that be?
Come from a place of curiosity, ask more questions, dig deeper, isolate the objection, tie it back to their motivation. If it's different than their motivation, I thought that I understand what you're saying about not wanting, to go with 4 bedrooms, but you said that you were hoping to grow your family. So has that changed? It's just things like that. Being able to tie it back to that motivation, which you would only know if you asked them about it in the first place.
If you were interested and cared. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the way that one handles objections the best way is through curiosity, I heard you say. and through questions. And you mentioned it earlier, and I wanted to really kind of demonstrate what that is, because I think that's important. I think we hear an objection and we assume that what they said is exactly what they're thinking, but actually there may be more to that story.
And honestly, so when I meet with this person, when we were to meet, I would go through, I'd have my notes open and I would go back through LP Mama. So other than the Mandarin area, are there any other areas that you are considering? Right?
Right.
Tell me more about that. You know,
right.
I know you mentioned it's really important to get into your new home before school starts. Is there anything else that's driving this transition? So, you know, going 3 questions deep on all of their points to make sure that you understand really the bigger picture.
Yeah. Right. Well, you're building rapport. And then when the time comes, like you said earlier, that you've got to bring them back, reel them in from some place they go to, it's really a lot easier to do.
Right.
Awesome. Well, Katrina, I think this has been a really great snapshot of what scripts can do. I think we just demonstrating 2 different kinds of scripts is great. Really pinpointing the best script you and I ever learned, which was LP Mama. I think if anyone listening here today wants to write that down, rewind, listen, write it down, and practice that. That script right there, if you listen to Katrina's questions, you'll hear her transition from LP, MA, and M&A all the way to appointment. This right here, my friends, will set you apart from other agents. You want to have a business like nobody else, do things like nobody else. We are leaders in the industry. We've been in real estate for a long time, combined 30 something years combined. I know, you know, Katrina, that most agents they object to scripts. And so if you want to be an agent that really sets yourself apart, learn and just embrace a few really great scripts, discipline your language to be able to speak to people in a way that's going to help them move forward. Don't make it about you. Make it about what they told you they wanted and needed. And that's truly where you can come from a place and feel good about using scripts. Yeah. So, Katrina, thank you so much for coming and speaking with us today.
Thanks for having me. It was so much fun.
Well, anybody that gets to sit in and listen to you use your scripts is lucky. So I hope anyone listening here today will take this stuff away, use it. Okay. So here at Game Changer, on the Game Changer Real Estate Podcast, we're always looking for ways to enhance a real estate agent's career. We're also looking to show prospective real estate agents what it's like to get into this business and truly what it will take to have the business that you want to have. So we thank you all for listening, and we look forward to catching you all on the next episode.